All right, welcome back. We're the Political Insiders here in New York. I'm John LeBoutillier with Pat Caddell and Doug Schoen, and we're now going to discuss the most serious topic we have been focusing on for weeks, the Iranian nuclear talks. Yesterday, the Speaker of the House, John Boehner, said that if the talks do fail, Congress is going to enact stricter sanctions on Iran. That's the stick approach. The carrot approach we hear about is lifting the sanctions more quickly. Where do we think this thing is right now? Doug?
I think the United States wants a deal. I think the Iranian defector that we talked about and Pat spoke about last night, who said the U.S. is there to facilitate a deal, is exactly right. But with the Iranians now saying they won't export the uranium they produce to Russia, how do we get a deal done? I don't know.
Well, I think it's always like this negotiation. I think the Iranians have assumed the Americans are so desperate that they pull a move at the last minute, and it may be they miscalculated. I don't even think Obama could agree to that deal. I think our allies, who are much more reluctant about this deal, apparently, than Americans, as the defector that Doug mentioned said, you know, hey, basically the U.S. and Iran have done their deal. We're trying to sell the U.S. is trying to make all the partners go along, the P5, the Security Council. I think that this is, and I'll tell you what's really insane, is we have this deal going on while Iran is upping its efforts to dominate the region, both in Yemen, its bad behaviors with Yemen. They were trying to send troops into Iraq, led by the man who was responsible for killing thousands of Americans with roadside devices. Syria, where we have, you know, we basically said, okay, we'll leave your client Assad alone. We have gone out of our way, and as Doug mentioned last night, the important thing, when the people of Iran wanted to protest the rigged election in 2000,
were slaughtered in the streets.
Slaughtered the streets. Barack Obama was silent. Yeah. I said last night, and I say it again, what we're seeing is this president, the mask has fallen. He has always been for Iran, and let me tell you, it's not Netanyahu who's got a problem with. He has always been against Israel, and now we're beginning to see this. And I think members of my party, who have always been at the forefront for Israel, are going to have to decide an issue between principle and an issue between party. And I hope they opt for principle.
Okay, so let's just look ahead. Do we three agree there is going to be some sort of agreement?
I think there will be at least a framework.
Okay, there's going to be a framework. Probably.
Watch, it'll be unwritten. We'll do the Iranian bidding. It'll be unwritten. By the way, we have framework, but we haven't written it.
Well, I think it'll be. I think it will be written, but I think they will do what Reuters.
Will be so general.
There'll be stuff left out of the written agreement that they do privately.
There'll be secret side deals?
I think there'll be secret side deals, including letters from the president to the Iranian president that we'll never know about. But they'll do that. So the agreement's coming, and then comes the attack on the agreement. This is the politics of it. Do you agree now Congress will pass the law and override his veto? And
I'm not sure, John. I think it's going to be very close. Last I checked, there are about 64 votes. This most recent action of the Iranians probably will impel a few more senators to seriously consider voting against the administration, but we don't know.
Corker said the other day he's got 67 votes.
Well, he thought he would get. I thought he said he
had 67
would get
votes.
67.
Wow.
In any event, look, it goes back to the point I made. These Democrats in the Senate, it used to be the Senate was a place where people took their own leadership. But now the Chuck Schumer, who has been, quote, a great defender of Israel, has been on this, is now the presumed leader of the Democratic Party after Harry Reid. It's going to be interesting to see how they navigate. Because he has navigated having his cake and eating it, too. I'm for Israel, but always
very quickly, I just want to amend my prediction. I think there will be a framework, but if they don't get it by tomorrow, they will delay it. They will not walk away from these
I think that's more likely.
I think you could be right, John.
And so they're going to get an agreement at all costs because Obama wants it, and Kerry wants it, and the Iranians want it.
And nobody else.
And nobody else, yeah. All right, so for Pat, for Doug, I'm John LeBoutillier. You must watch us, please, every Sunday night, 7:30 with Harris Faulkner. We are on Easter Sunday night. We hope you can watch us, and we love having you watch us. So for Doug Schoen, who's already looking thinner on his diet,
Thank you, John.
Yes.
Look better. And Pat and
I'm
John,
thinner because I haven't had any bread for Lent.
Congratulations. And are you going back on bread after Easter?
No, just a little moderately.
I haven't given up anything for Lent.
Well, Good for you.
Make sure you watch 7:30. Have a great week.